Welcome back. This is our team. Now, any divorce from the EU will be painful for Britain, and that's the warning from the President of the European Council. Donald Tusk says the only way to avoid heartache is to stay together.
In my opinion, the only real alternative to a hard Brexit is no Brexit.
Well, there it is. It's a hard Brexit or no Brexit. Let me just explain what a hard Brexit is, because there's no clear definition, but the interpretation at the moment is that it would mean Britain introducing much more stringent controls on who enters the country, and as a result, the prospect of leaving the EU single market, because the EU officials have said many times that they're not going to allow the UK to place limits on EU nationals coming into the UK and also keep a free trade deal. So that's been confirmed by Donald Tusk once again, and he said in that speech that the UK can't have its cake and eat it too, which is a reference to Boris Johnson's words, the now Foreign Secretary, in the run-up to the referendum this year when he was campaigning for Britain to leave, said all along that Britain can have its cake and eat it too. So Donald Tusk seems to be contradicting those words. Take a listen to his food analogies.
To all who believe in it, I propose a simple experiment. Buy a cake, eat it, and see if it is still there on the plate. There will be only salt and vinegar.
It's interesting, there's a lot of cakes there, but the reference to salt and vinegar is interesting. I want to pick up on it because salt and vinegar is very unique to Britain. Salt and vinegar crisps, salt and vinegar on your fish and chips, and he appears to be saying that if you guys turn your back on us, you're going to be left with your salt and vinegar. You will have rejected all the delicacies of Europe. And at the same event, the President of the European Parliament, Martin Schulz, he wasn't any more optimistic about the prospect of a Brexit. He basically accused, without saying his name, he accused David Cameron of acting recklessly and gambling away his country and leaving a lot of collateral damage in his wake.
The fact is the government expected a different outcome, a different result. That shows you should never play with fire. You should not take a whole continent hostage over a party's internal struggle.
So not exactly rays of sunshine coming out of Brussels towards Britain at the moment, particularly from the Eurocrats there. There's a sense that they're really digging in their heels over the situation. They're not happy with what's happened, and they're kind of throwing their toys out of the pram, which is the only thing they really can do at the moment, where 17.5 million people here in the UK voted to leave the European Union. And for them, probably this type of rhetoric that's coming from Brussels at the moment is going to make them more determined to leave the club and not less.